Hello, my friend. Welcome to live chat. Dun, 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 dun. We do have a very interesting topic today. If you do not know, I have looked up to Michelle Phan for a very, very long time. Well, I looked up to her for a very long time, I should say. I should modify my language. And, I think a lot of us have for a long time. And it's interesting to kind of see who people develop into and things that are kind of revealed about their personality. And I am not here to judge Michelle. I'm not here to, to I'm not I don't know her is what it comes down to, but there's some interesting things happening with her that I wanted to just talk about because I find her to be an interesting person. I was an Ipsy subscriber from, I think it was December of their first year. I became an Ipsy subscriber. And she did start that company from scratch. She's no longer a part of it in any way. When M Cosmetics launched, I was real excited about that. Bought some stuff from there, ended up on their PR list. Went to a bunch of Ipsy events when Michelle was in charge of it. I've met her a couple of times, but never had like a conversation. It was more like we were in the same room and just hi, introduce myself real quick and then go, like it wasn't like a big, like, I'm sure she has no idea who I am. But point is that she's been a part of my YouTube career for a very long time. And in the past couple of years, she's done some kind of odd things in that she's been pushing a lot of like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency kinds of stuff. And then most recently, she posted on her Instagram stories, which I'll show you the screenshots from it, about going to a retreat and being able to heal people with the power of her mind. And I have kind of mixed feelings about it, but I don't want to get into it too much in the intro. We'll get into it in a minute. And I especially want to hear what you all have to say in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness, also knows the people that are here in live chat. I'd love to hear your thoughts about it, and whether this is even any of our business. Like, is she just minding her own business, believing what she wants, or is this a problem? That's something that I want to talk to you all about. But before we do, I did invite these wonderful people into my home that are here live, and I'd like to say hello to them. And I'd also like to say happy Mother's Day to those who celebrate. If you're missing your mom today, I'm sending you so much love. If you are a mom of children or pets, or mom to grandchildren, or dad who is also a mom, or in any form care for children in any way, happy Mother's Day to you. Let's see. Okay, so we have Yasu Cherry. Good morning to you. Teresa, very good to see you. Happy Mother's Day. I hope you have a wonderful day as well. And thank you to the moderators who were able to make it. Thank you for being here. Hello, nice Gigi. So good to see you. Happy Mother's Day. Tish, good morning to you. Good morning, Angie. And yep, to all the mamas and the papas. We do have a separate Father's Day, but I think sometimes, you have fathers who also act as mother. Therefore, they get to celebrate both, in my opinion. That's the way I feel about it. Beatrice, good morning to you. Yasu Cherry, it's Mother's Day in the US. Here in France, it's at the end of May. Yes. Yeah, it's interesting how we have the same holidays, but they're on different days, like in so many different countries. Can't we just all agree? Driving and Beyond. Hi, Leslie. Good morning. Hello to Liz. Good morning to you. Good morning, Anissa. And good morning to Cynthia. Yay, coffee. I wish I'm happy. I've got my coffee. I'm good to go. Thank you. I did read a second ago that one of our friends is in the hospital, and I wanted to wish them well, but I cannot find the, oh, there it is. Where did it go? Jen is in the hospital, watching from the hospital. It's been such a trying week, but glad to be here. I'm glad you're here too. I hope that you feel better soon, that you're able to be released soon. Feel better soon. So, if I did not say good morning to you, good morning to you. Thank you for being here. All right. So this. I think the ghosts are back. We've got a little blinking action behind me. Let me see. Oh, they stopped. See, they're scared of me. All right. Palamundo says, what an unattractive topic to choose to speak about. You just deleted it. You know, this is the thing, is I want to address this right now. All right, if it's unattractive, why did you come? Why did you click? If you find it unattractive, why are you here? Like, I don't understand. If you don't like it, why did you come? Like, if I was invited to like a big football party where everybody had to know what football was, or like, fantasy football, I wouldn't go because I don't like that stuff. I'm not that interested, especially like fantasy football. I don't have any idea what's happening. I don't understand. And also, like, if you want to come up with another topic, let me know. Maybe we'll do it next week.
They've never commented on chat before.
Okay, maybe they just rolled in. Then maybe you're new here. Hi, my name is Jen. I do a live chat every week that I choose the topic. And if you don't like it, that's okay. All right, I just find this stuff so funny. I find it hilarious. All right. Anyway. Good morning. Okay, so let's talk about, I linked down below the Rolling Stone article, which is where I got a lot of information for this chat. There is some other information floating around and stuff. So let's just talk about what we're talking about. And then, oh, okay, I'm not going to watch. I got notification. But why did you click on it? If you didn't want to watch it, why did you click on it? I'm just wondering.
Tell her to dislike on the way out.
Yeah.
Dislike on the way out.
I just, it's okay. And I appreciate you being signed up for notifications. Thank you for that. And thank you for the view. I don't know what to tell you. What's Up in Makeup's really good today. Do you care whether Morphe's eyeshadows are inherently dangerous? If you do, you can go over to What's Up in Makeup and watch that because it's really, really good today. All right. But you have a right to your opinion. And that's what live chat's all about. All right, so let's talk about this Rolling Stone article. So Rolling Stone had linked all of the Instagram stories that Michelle put up. So let's start there. I'm just going to click on them and read them quickly for those that are listening. These are directly from her Instagram from the Rolling Stone article. Michelle says, I can't even begin to articulate how incredibly life-changing today was. I'm still processing all the miracles I witnessed and the miracle I became today. I finally felt what true love is. See, so far, I'm like, this is wonderful. Like, good for you, man. Good for you. Like, being happy and feeling love. That's great. Not in a romantic sense. No problem with that. Divine love. Okay, sure. Absolutely. This was all through intentional meditation with breath work. And there's a lot of research to support meditation with breath work and how that's really good for you. No matter what your age, no matter what your physical health, that meditation is very good for you. There's a lot of research behind that. Where was I? Was I on 6? Divine love. Okay, I lost where I was. All right, number 8. I saw angels. I experienced complete bliss and joy that I've never experienced in my life. Okay, so let me do a little background on me in that I used to be a born again Christian and I went to a lot of Christian events and things like that. So I get the seeing angels thing. Like, for me, it wasn't like an actual seeing of angels. It was having the feeling that angels were around or whatever. I don't know. But it was like part of the belief system, and that's okay. Like, it wasn't like an actual hallucination. It was like a feeling that you had, kind of thing. But I don't know whether she means this literally or if she means that spiritually. But experiencing complete bliss and joy, that's wonderful. Good for you. This is where it gets a little weird. I healed a man who was in a wheelchair for years. So, because this is the thing that this is just my personal thing, is that I think that if this were possible to heal someone with your mind, I feel like there would be common knowledge, that it would just be something that was out there. You know what I mean? Like, this would just be a thing that we already know exists, and it would be everywhere. And we were like, all right, cool. She learned how to do that. Neat. Kind of like, going to college. Like, I learned how to heal people in a wheelchair, and there'd be like nobody left in wheelchairs unless they chose to be, like, I think I don't believe that's real. That's just me personally. I don't know whether she believes it's real or if she was tricked into believing it was real. I don't know. He's not only walking now, but dancing with joy. Okay. There's so much more. I'm still processing all this. I'm feeling so much love because I am love. Love is me. I am the universe experiencing itself, and I feel infinite. So, in my opinion, I feel like if something makes you feel good and you're not hurting anybody else, I have no problem with that. If you're feeling love and you're feeling fulfilled and you're feeling confident and you're feeling great, like go for it, man. Even if it's based in something that is not scientifically proven, or, if you just have faith in something, like, yeah, go for it, like as long as you're not hurting anybody else. Michelle says, one more note. This meditation retreat is not one of those relaxing spa ones. My friends think I'm relaxing and chilling. Nah, bro, I'm working, which I think is a little weird. Nah, bro. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay. I'm clocking in 4 hours of sleep every day, waking up at 3 a.m. to meditate for 5 hours straight. No breaks, not even for bathroom. That is dedication. Then we eat, then we learn science for 2 hours, then meditate again, then break, and then meditate again. It's work. That does sound like a lot of work. That does not sound like something that I would personally enjoy. Uh, excuse me, my ADHD self would be having issues with that, would have some trouble. But I guess maybe meditation would be good for me as somebody with ADHD. I don't know. The people in this retreat, wow, I've never experienced so much love from strangers in my entire life. I've never felt so safe. This is the most love I've ever received. I showed up skeptical and even considered leaving. 7 days of meditating, I can't even sit still for 5 minutes. That's the way I feel. My mind wanted to leave. My heart wasn't open. My body was closed up, but my higher self winked at me and said, "You'll thank me later." My higher self, thanks, sis. I really needed this. And then there's her alarm clock. I used to groan at setting these alarms, but now I'm excited to wake up at 4 a.m. to meditate for 5 hours. LMAO, who am I? I don't know. Do a lot of people have time to meditate for 5 hours? Like, I can't even get myself to exercise for 20 minutes, let alone meditate for 5 hours. That's a lot. I mean, that is dedication. It absolutely is. I'm not being sarcastic. That is dedication. I am the universe experiencing itself. I feel loved because I am loved. Wasn't that another slide, or did I click out of order? I don't know. And so are you. Okay. So that was what she had said. And like I said, for me personally, the way that I feel is I feel like if you have a spiritual belief that makes you a better person, that makes you feel happy and loved and confident and like you want to help others, I don't care what it is. You could believe that you could worship Big Bird, and I don't care. As long as you are not hurting anybody, that, and you keep it here. Like, for example, like I have stones. Like, I love the idea that certain stones can bring peace, just by carrying them in your pocket. Is it real? I have no freaking clue. But if I believe in it and it makes me feel good, who the heck cares whether I have a rock in my pocket or not? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's my business. It's not anybody's business. And that's the way I feel about, on the surface level, about these tweets. But it gets a little more complicated than that. Before we get a little more complicated than that, let's go into the comments and see what people are saying. Okay, here we go. KN, I've got to respectfully disagree with you, Jen. The proliferation of pseudoscience and distrust and expertise is a real roadblock to making progress in so many societal issues. See, that's where it hurts others. If it's getting to that point where it's hurting other people, we agree. We actually agree, believe it or not. Okay, so the retreat that she's doing, we're going to get into that. I have screenshots from the Rolling Stone article that talks more about it. Erica says, Scientology at its finest. This sounds like those therapy sessions Leah Remini talks about on her Scientology show. I did watch that. I do find cults absolutely fascinating. I do, because I do believe that I was in one when I was a born-again Christian. Not all born-again Christians are in cults, but I believe that I was in one. So, like, I literally, like, I sat my parents and my brother down, my older brother down. I'm not sure if I talked about this on camera before, but I sat them down and I was very emotional and I told them all they were going to hell. And it was my brother literally laughed at me because that is my he's 5 years older than me. That is my brother in a nutshell. He laughed at me and I was so upset and so traumatized by him laughing at me because I was taking it so seriously. And it was out of love because I truly believed my parents were going to hell and I wanted them to come to heaven with me. So I wanted them to go to church with me and stuff. My dad's like, I'm a Methodist, dude. Like, what? And I'm like, but you don't go to church, Dad. Like it was more than that. It was bigger than that. It was like it was that was just very surface of the culty stuff. Like that might not even be considered culty, but it got way worse. I'll just say that. Um oh, interesting. Ginger says it says mediate, not meditate. Where was that? I don't know where that was. Mediate. I don't know which one. Oh, it's a meditation retreat. Did I say that wrong at one of them? I don't know. I'm not sure which one that one was in. So hopefully I didn't get that too out of context because that's not good. Maybe she misspelled it or maybe I misread it. I'm not sure or like in context. Bow to Big Bird, the Almighty. It's like all hail Elmo. It said mediation. Oh, okay. Okay. Do you think she met mediation? Okay. It was probably just a autocorrect or something. Yeah. Yeah. Bert and Ernie as your mentors. Nice. Okay. So let's talk about what this retreat was. JG3 says, who votes that I go on this retreat so I can report back? Don't you dare. You're not allowed to go. That's my husband, by the way.
Lori said as long as I heal her first.
Yes, there you go. I would love that. We'll fly out and see Flory right away. Absolutely. But it's discouraging to people who are, well, let me go into the other screenshots before I get into that. So this is directly from the Rolling Stone article. As she later qualified in a follow-up post, the retreat Phan attended was a $1,999 San Diego workshop aimed at immersing attendees into a, quote, new model of consciousness to discover the signs and shifts that demonstrate your successful connection to the quantum field and deepen your understanding of how the mind creates a new reality. The mind creating a new reality, I do believe that your mind can kind of create a new reality within yourself, that you can believe the world to be one thing when people outside of your mind believe it to be something completely different. And that can change your perception of everything. The retreat was hosted by Dr. Joe Dispenza, an immensely popular influencer with 2.1 million followers on Instagram, who touts himself as a New York Times best-selling author and, quote, researcher of epigenetics, quantum physics, and neuroscience. On his page, Dispenza espouses various breathing exercises and meditations in order to, quote, connect to the quantum field and synchronize your energy with its vibration. And again, if people believe in this stuff and it's not hurting anybody, and it's just within themselves, that's their choice. As a free thinking adult, it is your choice to believe whatever spiritual beliefs you want to believe. But this is the thing. Look how expensive it is. So this is 1 week for $2,000. That seems pretty expensive to me. I'm hoping they fed them at least. Gave them a place to stay, fed them, all of that, but just seems like a lot. Second slide. Dispenza is not a neuroscientist at all. Here it says that he's a researcher of those things. He's not a professional. It doesn't say here he's a professional. It says he's a researcher of them. But Dispenza is not a neuroscientist at all. He is a chiropractor who is licensed by a school that lost accreditation in 2002 for its subpar teaching methods. According to Derek Beres, a journalist and co-host of the podcast Conspirituality, I don't know that person, Dispenza was previously the in-house chiropractor and master teacher for Ramtha School of Enlightenment, led by J.Z. Knight, a spiritual leader who has been claimed to be clairvoyant and telepathic, and has also claimed to channel the ancient 35,000-year-old Lemurian, hopefully I got that right, warrior Ramtha. Ramtha has attracted attention from none other than the Southern Poverty Law Center for espousing homophobic and anti-Semitic views. So it goes, trickles back. And this is where we're starting to get real sticky here. Some people don't even believe that chiropractors are doing an actual service, like the chiropractor does anything. Some people don't believe in that medical practice. I've done chiropractor services, and I've had some positive things, but I don't know if it was the physical therapy that went along with going to the chiropractor that actually made me feel better, or if it was the techniques that the chiropractor did. I don't know. I also had another chiropractor when I was pregnant, and they were basically trying to keep my husband and I going forever and ever and ever, which I thought was a little shady. So I don't know. I'd love to know your experiences with that as well. But the point is they're basically saying this guy's full of crap. And one thing that's important to note about that is just because you sell a lot of books doesn't mean that you actually know what you're talking about. It just means that people believed you. It just means you marketed yourself well. It just means that people believe what you said. It doesn't necessarily mean that you actually know what you're saying or you have any business writing a book. Like that should never, in my opinion, be taken seriously. It's like saying, oh, that person has 10 million followers or whatever. And it's like, so like, it just means that people like you enough to follow you or find you interesting enough to follow you or don't like you enough to follow you. And this is the last, oh no, I have 2 more screenshots. Let me flip over and see what you all are saying. Joni says, I believe in the law of attraction manifestation. We are all on our own path. I agree with you. As long as you're not hurting anyone, crystal therapy, as you mentioned, is great, along with aromatherapy, etc. And as far as like law of attraction and manifestation, I personally believe that your mindset really does help your trajectory. So if you're constantly thinking that your path is bad and that you are never going to and that you can't and all of that, that can definitely shape your path. And that's where I believe like law of attraction and manifestation really helps, because I saw it with my students when I was a teacher. The kids that really truly felt like they could not succeed because of past experiences, learning difficulties, things like that, were much less likely to succeed than the people that actually, kids that actually believed that they could do it and had a positive attitude and worked hard and tried their best every day. They were more likely to succeed. So that's where I think law of attraction manifestation is really good, in that it might shape your mindset in a way that you have a more positive outlook and are more likely to try more, try harder, all of that, rather than feeling like there's no point in trying. So I don't know. Paul says, wanted to know if she meant healing emotionally, mentally, or spiritually, or physically. She meant healing him in a wheelchair physically, that he was in a wheelchair and now he is dancing. That's what she said specifically. All right, let me scroll down quite a bit. Tina says all religions believe in crazy stuff. The only difference between religions and cults is the amount of people believing it. And I can see that perspective. And I honestly, like, I believe all beliefs, any belief that you hold, in my opinion, should help you in one way or another. And to me, it doesn't matter, you know, what religion or what belief system you have, as long as it's helping you to be a better person, help other people, you know, be more positive, have a better life, all of those things. And religion can do that. Spiritual beliefs, other spiritual beliefs can do that. It's when it gets hurtful to other people. And we'll go more into that with the last screenshots from the article. Skincare Beauty with Perky Perkins says, most retreats I've seen are typically start at 1,000 and up. Yeah, makes sense. Lauren says, I worry because she has lots of money and previous depression issues and seems like an easy target for people to manipulate. I hope she's okay. And I hope she's okay too. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's go to the last screenshots that I have. The article is quite long. So again, it's linked down below if you want to read the whole thing. Okay, so this is where I am a little questioning Michelle Phan. Phan has a history of promoting, they say, this, remember, this is like an editorial. So this is somebody's opinion. Phan has a history of promoting woo-woo nonsense and misinformation. In the early 2010s, she received backlash for posting videos advocating for exfoliating with unused cat litter and lemon juice. Oh my gosh. James Welsh is losing it right now. Which has been linked to chemical burns in a facial scrub. That sounds about right. A bizarre story she told on her blog in 2010, in which she credited seeing 2 men eating chicken and rice as a sign from God that saved her from being murdered by a homeless man, has achieved almost legendary status in her fandom. I've never heard of that. Never in my life. I don't know the context of that. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about that. There is a clickable link though, so I will have to read that. Yet, despite occasional questions raised by her fans about her expertise, prior to her stepping away from YouTube in 2015, she had built a $500 million brand, largely as a result of building her beauty product subscription company, Ipsy. She then took an almost 4-year hiatus, which she later explained was largely due to burnout. And that's when she started M Cosmetics. In February 2020, at the start of COVID-19 pandemic, and about a year after she returned to YouTube, Phan posted a photo of her essential oil burner on Instagram with the caption, "Our first point of contact for viruses is our nose. If you're burning antiviral essential oils around you, this will kill off the virus before it enters your system." To present that as an I will, that is dangerous. See, now we're getting into dangerous misinformation here, because if, to my knowledge, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, there is no evidence that essential oils burned in your house can stop you from getting any kind of virus, including COVID. So this is where we start getting dangerous, where we're talking about a little earlier. Tea tree, lavender, clove bud, lemon, Ravensara, I don't know that one, and eucalyptus global, I can't say it. When professional dermatologist Dr. Sandra Lee, aka Dr. Pimple Popper, correctly pointed out on Twitter that essential oils cannot prevent the transmission of viruses, Phan apologized, but then appeared to double down in later posts. "I used to be a skeptic until my limited options led me to giving alternative medicine a try," she wrote on her stories. The moral of the story isn't to discredit modern medicine, since science or any industries. The point I'm making is we don't know everything. In the name of science, we should always question everything in pursuit of truth, even if it goes against what you know and believe. So if you want to use essential oils, use crystals, do sound baths, do you. So, of course, some of what she's saying is what I was just saying. If you want to use essential oils, crystals, sound baths, do you. But this is the problem, is when she is saying to her audience, our first point of contact for viruses is our nose, and saying that these antiviral essential oils will kill off the virus before it enters your system. That is dangerous. This is where we're getting into problems. The other thing I have an issue with is her pushing the cryptocurrencies, because it's very unstable. I mean, I know there are some people that are super into it, know a lot more about it than I do, but encouraging people to just buy cryptocurrency or buy NFTs, or, even investing in the stock market without knowing what you're doing. It's dangerous, because people will invest all of their money, and then what if everything drops and they lose everything? They lose their house, they lose everything. I mean, I know we're adults and we have, full autonomy over our money and we can make our own choices, but to not provide to just put it all out there and say, yeah, invest all of your money in cryptocurrency. It's like, dude, because a lot of the things with cryptocurrency that I've read and researched and stuff too, is that it's kind of MLM-ish, in that the more people that buy into cryptocurrency, the more people that already own it, the value goes up in the cryptocurrency. So if you get more people to buy into it, the value goes up. The people that already have it end up making more money, because it's MLM-y in that way. It's kind of pyramid-y. The people on the top then end up profiting more because of all the people on the bottom. And that's why we were seeing, like, I saw Matt Damon was promoting cryptocurrency and all of that, because it helps anybody who currently owns it to make it more popular, make it more valuable. So that kind of icks me out. And the whole essential oils not making you not be able to get. I'm all about opening your mind, but I'm also all about not spreading misinformation and saying that something that's not proven is fact. Like, that's not cool. That's not cool at all. Let me go ahead and scroll down, and we'll do a little bit of community, and I'll tell you what's on my face today, and then we can keep talking about this, or we can talk about something else. It's up to you. Okay, so chiropractor-wise, Jessica says, OMG, the chiropractor thing. My fiance is very wary of chiropractors. Chiropractors apply for licensure through the state, so I feel that is it's legit. This is where my fiance and I butt heads. And I just, I don't know. I honestly don't know. My chiropractor was like the nicest dude too, like such a nice guy. But it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Agnes says, the issue with chiropractors is that they try to claim more than what there's evidence for. They're great for back problems. They're not able to cure cancer, but some claim they can. Oh, really? I did not know that. Ooh. Paul says, I'm a Psi researcher and study meditation, controlled breathing. In intersection of meditation and science, there's no association between meditating, breathing, and curing a physical disability. Yes, I would dare to say that sounds accurate to me. What I think that what people are saying, well, I don't, you're probably not even talking about this, but that meditation and breathing can help with your mental and physical well-being as far as like stress and clearing your mind and becoming more able to be focused, and just more at peace, and that it's more mental um, than it is physical. And but physically, like we know that our mind can control ourselves physically, and that like when we're stressed, we may get a stomach ache. We can get physical feelings from our mental state, but not everything is linked that way. But I've heard that meditation and stuff can help with like stress reduced physical problems, but not physical, like getting somebody out of a wheelchair. Like that sounds real hokey to me. Lauren says she's also an influencer, so she's a great target for someone that wants to spread a message wherever that is because of her reach. Oh, totally. And I think that a lot of people still very much respect her. Honestly, I freaking love my M Cosmetic stuff that I have. Honestly, like I bought some stuff. I got some stuff in PR, but her blushes are amazing. Her eyeliners are amazing. Actually, I think I used her eyeliner today. It's so good. It's really good. It's a nice brush tip. It's fabulous. I love her liquid lipsticks. Like she does a really good job with picking formulas for her company. And I think that some people will take that, like if they enjoyed Ipsy when she was a part of it. I think some people don't even realize she's not even part of Ipsy anymore. She hasn't been part of Ipsy in a long time. It's been a while. But like people respect her for that, and therefore they may take her word more on some of the stuff that could be dangerous. And that's where I have an issue with her doing this, is that I feel like spreading misinformation to a wide audience is extremely dangerous. Yeah, JK says the fact that his school lost his accreditation says a lot. And I'm wondering if he went and got his accreditation back. I don't know. Like if he not accreditation, but if he like went to another school and got retrained, probably not, I would imagine. But who knows? Who knows? Oh, yeah. Susan says, as a fellow post teacher, I want to say that grades are not the only measure of success. Just saying, oh, 100%. Oh my gosh. Because, well, this is a whole teaching thing, but like when kids, like, let's say they start the year because they have, an educational disability. They start the year 2 years behind grade level, and then they catch up, a whole grade level in that year. They're still a year behind, but they learned a year's worth of stuff, and that's incredible. That's wonderful, especially someone that's been that far behind. So yes, I 100% agree with that. All right, so let's pause for a second. Let's talk about what's on my face. Inhale, exhale, and let's go over that. So I have been using this, and I have been loving this. Oh my gosh, the Winnie the Pooh palette by ColourPop. I ordered this after last week's show, and I used it for What's Been Makeup today. I used it last night. We went on a little Mother's Day dinner, and I wore it again today, and it is really fun. The colors are really pretty. Very much enjoying this. Not having any problem working with it. Lasting power has been really good. Just very much enjoying that. On my cheeks today, so that was purchased. This is PR. This is the Kokie blush. And this is the Soft Gradient Blush in Swoon. These Kokie blushes are fabulous. If you're looking for a new company to try, Kokie does a really nice job. Can you see the print in there? It's so freaking pretty. Oh, it's got a lot of powder on it. Okay, let me do that again. Come on. There you go. Now you can see it. It's beautiful. And that's the blush I'm wearing today. And it's very easy to go on, very buildable. It's a wonderful formula. They absolutely nailed that. On my cheeks, this was also PR. This is the Blush Aesthetic palette by Laura Lee Los Angeles. I use this shade Golden Haze. And then on my lips, this is purchased. This is by Glossier. This is the shade Leo. And it's kind of a gloss. It's kind of a lipstick, balmy lipstick. It doesn't have a lot of pigmentation to it. But it's beautiful. I really like this. It's very comfortable. It's not, actually, I don't even want to call it a balm. It just doesn't have a lot of pigmentation. Because a balm, it feels a lot more comfortable than this. This one definitely has a little bit of dryness to it. It's more of a lipstick texture, but it's such a light coverage. So sometimes you just want that. Sometimes you just don't want a lot of coverage on your lips. So that's what I'm wearing on my face today. All right. Melissa says the retreat she was on gives me red flags for sleep deprivation and love bombing. Yeah, I read about love bombing. It's so interesting. Could be a cult, could just be unhealthy. I don't know. And this is what I'm wondering. I'm wondering what is happening.
Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you, baby. Oh, I love my flowers. Thank you. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, Phoenix. Hi. Phoenix is going to stay off camera. Oh, look how pretty they are. This is John, if you've never met him. Thank you. You're beautiful.
So just put them back right in
Okay.
front of those perfumes.
Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. They're gorgeous. And they're my favorite color. Move them over a little bit toward that way. Oop, I know I have stuff on the floor. There you go. Oh, they're so pretty. Thank you, my love. That's so nice of you. Bye. You going upstairs? All right. I will see you in. Thank you. I will see you in 24 minutes. Oh, that was so nice. I forgot what I was talking about. I forgot what I was talking about because that was just so nice. Love bombing. And it could just be unhealthy. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So this is what I'm guessing, and we'll have to see whether I'm right or not. I'm wondering if there's going to be a way for her to monetize this. If that's the next step, is for her to become like an apprentice of this dude and start selling her own courses and start selling something related to this. That is the route I think this is going to go. That's my opinion. Because from what I've seen, when Michelle promotes something, there's usually some kind of financial something behind it. I mean, she's an incredible businesswoman in that she knows how to grow a business. I mean, look at what she did with Ipsy. M Cosmetics is amazing. She actually also had a music website called Thematic that I used for a while. It's kind of like it's like copyright-free music that you can use in videos, but the system of it was really freaking weird, and I ended up stopping using it because it was just inconvenient compared to what's the one we use? Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound is so much better as far as the format of it that I stopped using Thematic. But she business-wise, she has grown many businesses very well. So I would not be surprised if there's a monetary angle to this, that she's going to start trying to make money off of this somehow. But we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see whether I'm right or not. That's just a feeling. Dark Angel says cults are very dangerous. Absolutely. They hurt everyone involved and their family members. It's been proven. There's a ton of information about cults out there. Oh, 100%. And the question is this a cult? Is it? We don't know. Is it just someone that's being manipulative and taking people's money? Or is it somebody that is legitimately trying to teach people strategies to help them with their lives? Or is it a cult? We don't know when it comes down to it. We'll have to see what happens next, though. Oh, this is interesting. Rosalina says the cat litter video, LOL. It was bentonite clay, I think, which is used in a lot of cosmetics, bentonite clay. So she wet it to make a clay mask, but people used litter that wasn't just clay and burnt themselves. Thank you so much for that clarification, because I did not know that. Because bentonite clay is used in a lot of clay masks, but a DIY bentonite clay mask, I think, is not necessarily a good idea, because that stuff can really dry the hell out of your skin if it's not formulated properly. So yeah. Leslie says, if all of that is true, her perceptions, I would have to question her mental health. And, I mean, I think that, I don't know. I mean, is that just her business? Not our business. I don't know. Kate says cults are problematic because they take advantage of their members and use them. That is why they are not the same as religions. But do some religions take advantage of their members and use them? That's the question. I know my faction of Christianity did. My cult that I was in. definitely took advantage of their members and used them. And there was a lot of mental health issues that I suffered because of being in that group. The guilt that they laid on you, the pressure they put on you. Like it was not a mentally healthy place to be. And I feel like a belief system should support your mental health, not try to tear you down. Um, and that's exactly, you know, the problem there. Naomi says, "Wait, she opened Ipsy." Yes, Ipsy was Michelle Phan's brainchild. That's why there are Ipsy events, because Michelle wanted creators to have a place that they could come together and meet each other and have like a social place. Like we had some of the ideas Michelle had for those events was incredible. Like we had creator days where they taught different skills and stuff, and it was all free. You didn't have to pay to get in. Like it was all free for creators. They had a party. It was like a dinner thing, not a dinner, but it was like what do they call it? It was like a creator party that they had. So when you got invited to Ipsy, the Ipsy event as a creator, I have videos of my experiences with this with like my friend Linda from Glitter Fallout, because we used to go to those together. But they had like a party where you could go to and you would meet other creators and you could dance, and there was a bar and you had to pay for your drinks at the bar, but and just mingle and just hang out, and it was incredible. I met so many people through those events, and got to see people in real life and hang out with them. Like that was so cool. And then the creator events were wonderful. They taught you about lighting and editing and just growing your platform, and people got up and spoke, and it was wonderful. And it was all Michelle that wanted to do all of that, at least according to the people that I talked to at the events, that was all Michelle's idea. And then when Michelle left, they tried to continue doing it, but I don't think it was quite the same, because I think it became a little more surface rather than the heart that Michelle had wanted to put behind those events. I feel like it kind of lost that a little bit when Michelle left. So I'm not saying Michelle is all bad. I mean, I don't think anybody, well, not anybody, can't speak in absolute, but I don't think most people, I think everybody has a gradient of good to problematic. You know what I mean? Like, I think all of us are problematic in one way or another. It's just how you spread your problems. How you infect others with your problematicness and make them more problematic because you're problematic and you're infecting them with your problematicness. If that makes sense. All right, I'm going to scroll down quite a bit. This is interesting. Shadow Flyer Jada says, "I thought the reason that essential oils aren't proven is because big pharma does not want competition, and that makes it very hard to do true double-blind scientific tests." But big pharma isn't the only one that can do double-blind scientific tests. Anybody can, if you have the passion for it, you can go to school and you can set up a science lab and you can do your own tests. And like, I don't buy that. And essential oils do help for different things. People find that they are very like lavender oil can be very relaxing, and mint can wake you up, and all different kinds of things. I remember when I was teaching, we used to my principal used to give the kids mints before they took standardized tests. That's a real thing. We used to, like, the teachers all had a thing of mints she bought for every classroom. So we gave each child a mint to try to help wake them up so that they could take their tests better. In a way, that's kind of like essential oils. It's the scent of it. It's so I don't know if I agree with that. That sounds a little conspiracy theory to me, because I feel like if truly essential oils were really doing, like, not letting viruses into your body, that there would be somebody that would prove that, because that's incredible. And you don't need big pharma to do stuff like that. Big pharma, because big pharma isn't like, when you say big pharma, it's not like everybody's all in cahoots. That's like saying, all us YouTubers, we're all in cahoots and we all know each other and talk to each other, I don't know. That's just my opinion, but I know there are probably people that definitely agree with you. So yes, Mel, thank you so much. Happy Teacher Appreciation Week as well. Yes, teachers, thank you for fighting the good fight. I dipped out, couldn't do it, but I appreciate you still being in there fighting that good fight, because it is a hard job. Cosmic Slice, this pseudoscience and crazy stuff is maddening. Science is amazing, and people who are amazing, I guess maybe bold, and people who discount it is what's holding us back and costing lives. And I think that that is very true in many situations. Absolutely. Science is not perfect. We are constantly learning new things. We talked about that in live chat last week, how, science, only takes us so far, and we have to keep learning more and more and more. So even in science, we need to be fluid and understanding that new research can come up to help us understand our bodies better or our minds better or whatever. But when something has been tested and tested and tested and found to be fact, that's something we should put some weight behind. And it's really sad because I think that there are a lot of people that have lost their lives because they believed so hard in pseudoscience that they didn't want to use traditional medicine. And it's possible that traditional medicine could have saved them. And they didn't want to do that. And therefore they didn't make it. But, I'm a full believer in people having free choice and free will. But it's unfortunate because when somebody presents something as fact the way that Michelle did, as far as the essential oils in the nose stopping viruses, that's dangerous. If she's doing it for herself, I mean, she can do whatever the heck she wants. But to spread that misinformation or unproven information is not cool at all. Afra says, you need to explain to me the mechanism by which the essential oil kills the virus before it enters the body. And I would imagine that would be extremely easy to test, in a scientific space. Like either it kills the virus or doesn't kill the virus. Like we have ways of seeing whether the virus is dead or not. I would imagine that would be very easy. All right, I'm going to scroll down quite a bit because I think I'm quite a bit behind. Hi, Cherie. Cherie says, I like Michelle, but this is straight BS. She can afford to bounce back from whatever cult/financial scheme she gets involved in, but the average person cannot engage in this foolishness. And I am totally with you 100%. And I think that's where this stuff gets dangerous, especially when we get into the cryptocurrency stuff where people are investing their life savings or money that they just don't have on just hoping that it'll work out. And then if it doesn't, they might not be able to bounce back. All right, I'm just scrolling down. This is a vocabulary word I don't know. Sorry, Jem, but I love you with a bigger hair quiff. What is a hair quiff? Is that like a poof? Oh, I could see it in your profile picture. Love your hair today, but I want a bigger quiff. How's that? Oh, I don't have very much hair is the problem. I don't have much hair. My hair is very, very thin. So poofing it is not a thing. I don't have very much hair, but that's really funny. All right. So the other thing I wanted to update you on, I forgot to put the screenshots on here, is the Alltrue thing. I have it over on my Twitter, where with Alltrue Causebox, there is let me click on it to make sure I know what the name of the business is. So one of the vendors of Alltrue, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get in here. Because I think, oh no, I did get in. Okay. One of the vendors of Alltrue/Causebox came out to talk about her experience. Earth Harbor Life is her company. It's she had like a hair product that was going in to, actually I can save these real quick. Ooh. Let's do this. Let me save these real quick and I'll show them to you because I found this really interesting since I've been following this. And this was another thing that I wanted to share with you. And I forgot to save them. So I'm saving the last one now. And now I'm going to put them into the stream. Hold on. Where'd my stream go? There's my stream. Okay, let me click. Add overlay. Desktop. and I'm adding them now. Okay, so she put these up as like tips for people that were taken advantage of, and just give customers information about what's happening with Causebox/Alltrue. So she said that she knows that Alltrue is officially going bankrupt, has completely closed operation, is not sending out any boxes nor add-on market orders for spring nor ever again. If you're subscribed and don't call your payment company now, you will likely never get your money back. 2, the people who you know and communicated with at Alltrue were wonderful, capable people that lost their jobs. They nor any of us vendors knew this was going to happen, and many are traumatized by upper mismanagement. This is still being determined how much the owners knew about and what they did during the downturn. 3, an entity that liquidates everything and tries to pay as much of Alltrue's debt as possible is now in charge of it. That means vendors/brands are at a total loss unless they have a specific trade insurance. And the best case scenario is that brands get to buy back our products that Alltrue never even paid us for in the first place. Many brands have come together with excellent legal counsel, and it's confirmed that there is nothing else that can be done, even though Alltrue owes millions of dollars to vendors alone. And we talked about that in What's Up in Makeup. Number 4, need an alternative subscription beauty box, and she's recommending Kinder Beauty Box and FabFitFun. And then number 5, were you looking forward to getting the product? She said you can use a code to get the product that was supposed to be in the box. And then she's saying, to support companies that may be out because of the Alltrue situation. So I did want to update you on that because that's something we've been following on the channel, which is so unfortunate. It's so freaking sad. I'm going over to the comments. Hi, Jen Gerard. Happy Mother's Day to you. Give that baby puppy a big hug for me. Lisa says, I'm sad. I actually loved my spring Alltrue box choices. And I think a lot of people were really disappointed to not be getting it. I did see a comment that somebody had said that they gotten there on Instagram. They said they got their spring box, but that was the only person, was this one person that I didn't know that was on Instagram. So, all right, back to the Michelle thing. Let's see. Savannah says, I can't tell if she's in a cult, but there are many non-cult cultures, namely indigenous groups, that have used spirituality and meditation for healing rather than Western medicine. And like I said, like if you are practicing something and it helps you or the people you love, you should totally do it. What's dangerous is when other people use something like that and they forego traditional medicine in order to do something, and they end up being hurt by it. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that it doesn't work, because it's been a lot of the medicines we have today are formulated with some of the things that were used, herbs and roots and things that have been used in indigenous medicines for, since the beginning of, those cultures. So herbs and roots and plants can definitely help with different things. It's just making sure that we're not spreading misinformation. And my big scare for this is if she's going to try to monetize it and not having any proof behind that it works. So I think we're talking about different things. And I 100% support in anybody that wants to try something like that. Like I talked about carrying a rock in my pocket, because I'm not hurting anybody and I feel like it helps me. So I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, and some of these things are very deeply rooted in culture, and culture is extremely important. It's extremely important. So it's hard because you want to show respect. But then, like, when it gets twisted into a money-making scheme, that's a whole different thing. And that's what we're talking about today, is getting twisted into a money-making scheme, like it sounds like this retreat might have been. Oh, no. Savannah says, I think Michelle has gooped herself if she's promoting people spending thousands of dollars to meditate for 5 hours a day. Maybe. Karen says Eastern medicine can be valid, but when cults use meditation and start asking for members to contribute money, that's when it gets suspicious. And you got to remember too that traditional medicine is not always good. You think about like the opioid crisis. Like, to me, that's worse than a lot of things out there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to compare, completely, but it's like, traditional Western drugs can be extremely harmful to people. So it's not like there's so many areas of gray. And that's one thing we talked about last week too, is it's like the more you learn about the topic, the more shades of gray you see, where we're comparing, meditation and crystal healing and stuff like that to opioids and other addictive medications. It's like there's so many shades of gray in there. But again, when it comes down to anything, it's all about whether it's harming people or whether it's helping people. And meditation does help a lot of people, and some drugs really hurt a lot of people. So there's very much the shades of gray, and unfortunately, the internet doesn't allow for shades of gray. It has to be right or wrong, and that's something we have to fight against as a society. The people that want to say, "Well, you said this, and therefore this," or "You said this, and therefore this." It's like there's so many shades of gray out there, and people want to twist things around and the more you learn about a topic, the more you see that there's nuance. Like we were talking about Native American stuff. It's like there's so much nuance there. There's so much shade of gray in there as far as things that really truly help people, that is based in traditional medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, traditional Native medicine, stuff like that really genuinely help people and that there is scientific backing for. Melissa says everyone has valid points. The difference with cults is they want to take over control of every aspect of your life, especially financially, and that is so incredibly dangerous. I think cults are very interesting. I've watched quite a few documentaries. Who knows, the perspective of the person that created the documentary, but that's what it seems to be. And that's what happened when I was in the born again Christian cult, was that they wanted to take control over every aspect of your life. And I was freaking miserable, man. I was miserable. And when I left high school, because it was when I was in high school, and I went to church without those people, I realized the difference between going to church as a regular person and being in this cult that I was in. And they get you through the belonging. They get you through feeling like you're part of the group. Through community. And that's what Michelle was talking about, was the community aspect of it, how kind everybody was, the love bombing aspect of it. Monica says, so Jen, when did you start carrying the rock? And have you named it? Do you want to talk? I've been carrying stones in my pockets for, I don't know, when did I start collecting stones? Like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, something like that. And I go through phases. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. But my kids wanted to go. We have a local place that sells those kinds of things. And my kids wanted to go. And we went, and this one stone, like I don't know why, I just wanted it. Like I just saw it and I was like, I picked it up and it just felt like something that I wanted. It was like $2 or something. And I carried it in my pocket for a couple of weeks, and it said on the little card at the place, "You gonna fix my blinky light? It's driving you nuts." It said on the card that it is supposed to help with inner peace, and I'm always trying to find inner peace. So, and I felt like it helped. It's not hurting anybody. I'm not saying it cured anything, but it made me feel good. So, if putting a rock in your pocket makes you feel good, it doesn't have a name. It's upstairs. I think it's in my closet because I took it out of my pocket when I put my jeans in the laundry. So it's just sitting up there in my dresser, but it doesn't have a name. And it's like, it's not hurting anybody. It cost me like $2. Oh my gosh, we were almost out of time. Yeah, Becky says, that's right, Jen. It's not black and white. The only medication that was FDA approved for my chronic bladder condition turns out it causes eye damage. And so there's so many medications like that where you take it and then it causes another problem. So you have to take another medication to counteract the side effects of the first medication. And next thing you know, you're on 7 different medications. It's like, I mean, that's a whole nother topic. And I'm not extremely well versed in medication and how it can hurt you rather than help you. Um, so there's so much that I just don't know about that topic. But Becky, you are not alone. I've heard that from so many people. Paul says, I think persons should have the right to do both information and the right to choose. I do want people to know 100% what each side can do and can't do, and also what has been scientifically and anecdotally found. And I think all of our goals in life, and I'm going to wrap up on this, is that I think all of our, I can't say everybody, but I would imagine that the vast majority of people, we just want to live happy lives. We just want to be happy. We just want to feel fulfilled. We want to have good relationships. We want to just have a good life. And when something steps in front of you and says, if you pay this amount of money, then we can give you that, that's a red flag for me. You know, if someone says, I have this idea of this is something that worked for me and it may work for you too, and they're not trying to get a bunch of money out of you, and you just want to try meditating. Meditating's free. Like, yeah, go for it. Totally. You know, it's when people take advantage of people that are in bad places. That's when I have an issue. When they try to see someone that is struggling and they take advantage of that situation to manipulate them in order to better themselves, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Remember, this is a live stream. I just want to remind people that are watching this on the replay, it is a live stream. So it's unedited. So I may not have said everything exactly perfectly. That happens in live streams because it's unedited. So please keep that in mind and take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day and mad love to you. And I wish Michelle all the best. I hope that she finds her place of happiness, and I hope that she finds that within herself without taking advantage of others. That's where I hope this goes. So I will see you next week. Next week is we have markets next week. So next week is going to be a 5 p.m. chat. And I will see you then. Have a great week. Mad love to you. Watch What's Been Makeup today. It was really good. All right, bye.